Breakfast was George's favorite meal of the day, along with lunch and dinner.
George, could you pass the pepper, please?
Uh-oh. Pepper always made George sneeze.
Are you all right? That's some mess you made. I'll go get the sponge. Ooh, except I'm late for a meeting. I have to go. Can you clean up, George? Thanks. And make sure to vacuum up all the crumbs. I saw an ant in here a few days ago. No, George, that's a bad thing. Yes. Once ants discover food in an apartment, you can never get rid of them. Never. Bye, George. Have a nice day.
George had made quite a mess, even for a monkey. Look at that, a new game, Grape Ball. Before long, George had invented a lot of new games. Grape Ball, Apple Ball, Pear Ball, and now, Toast Ball. That was close. George almost stepped on an ant. Wait, an ant? The man with the yellow hat was right. There was an ant in the apartment. There were 2 ants in the apartment. Actually, there were a lot of ants in the apartment. George had to stop the ants from finding the food. George discovered that ants are good at walking over things. Ants are good at walking around things, too. George would need something bigger to block all these ants. Meanwhile, Hundley was outside checking the hallway, making sure it looked nice and tidy. An ant? That's not tidy. George was up to something. Hundley decided he'd better check. Just as Hundley suspected, George was having an ant party. George wanted Hundley to help him keep the ants away from the food. Too late. Now George would never get rid of them. Never. Was that where the ants were coming from? If George could carefully block the crack, the problem was solved. George was a genius. Except now he'd have to stay here forever. George had done it. No more ants. Where were these coming from?
ジョージは田舎の朝、特に日曜の朝が大好きです。だって朝ごはんは必ずパンケーキ。
ほらブクブク言い出したろ。それがひっくり返す合図だ。上出来。おい、大切に使えよ。気になるほどじゃないけど、いや、言ってみれば木になる。ほんとだ、シロップは木から取れる。
これが木になってるわけ？それじゃ取り放題じゃない。
と言っても木の上じゃなく木の中にあるんだ。取るときはコンコンする。あ、なくなった。でもシロップなしでもうまい。私が出る。お前は冷めないうちに食べなさい。
待てよ、うちのシロップは空っぽだけど木にはまだまだある。コンコンしてもらってこよう。
してるの？え？じゃあそこがドアなの？本当に？おお、中に妖精さんが住んでるのね。
あれが正しいやり方？叩き方が弱かったのか。
よ
これお借りします。
ジョージ、何してるんだ？ああ、メープルシロップが欲しいのか？違う、木に打ち込むんだ。強く。そうじゃない。木をコンコン叩くんじゃなくて、これを叩いて木に打ち込むんだ。いいか？それを打ち込んだらバケツをかけて木から出る液を集める。おお、そうだ。バケツがもう一つあるから、ジョージもシロップを作ってみるか？
うわー、すごいねジョージ。シロップがいっぱい溜まったらパンケーキいくつ食べられるかな？
わからない。多分天井に届くほどたくさん。
よくやった。
やってみるか？よし、来た。シロップ作りはそう難しくない。まず最初にカエデの木を見つける。カエデは幹の色が灰色で、表面にほらこういう深い溝がついているんだ。葉っぱの先は5つに分かれてる。見てごらん。
このラベルもこの絵と同じ葉っぱを探せばいいんだよ。
いや、次に下向きに小さな穴を開ける。こうすると液が出やすい。で、差し口を打ち込む。心配ないよ。カエデが傷つくことはないんだ。この季節木はぐっすり眠ってる。だから心配いらない。春になって目を覚まして葉っぱを出すまではな。よし、いいな。ああ、ちょっと待った。こいつも必要だろう。まだ納屋に同じものがある。おじいちゃんも何か手伝おうか？しっかりな。
ありがとう。イエーイ。
The man with the yellow hat loved jazz.
Oh, listen to that poppin' beat.
George liked popping beats too.
Popcorn. Oh, good idea.
Ow, 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 ow. I'm
continuing with our Bonnie Smooth Marathon.
I love Bonnie Smooth.
And for all you Bonnie Smooth lovers out there, now's your chance to win 2 free tickets to Bonnie's concert tonight.
Huh?
Just be the first caller to tell me, what is Bonnie's favorite snack?
Oh, you make the popcorn, I'll make the call.
There's nothing a monkey likes better than pushing buttons.
Oh. You have to push the buttons in the right order, remember? Oh, push the timer. It's the button with the clock on it. Then push 200 for 2 minutes. Got it! Then push the green triangle to start.
Hello, caller. So, what's Bonnie Smooth's favorite snack?
Raisins!
Come on down and get your front row tickets.
Oh, this is great!
I'm Howlin' Hal, continuing with our Bonnie Smooth Marathon.
Hi there. Who are you?
That's George. We're here for the free tickets.
Hey, first time in a radio station?
Come on in. I'll show you how it works. That's the instructions for running a radio show, but you don't need it, 'cause I'm gonna show you. See these? These headphones let you hear how you sound and how the music sounds. That's the mic I talk through, but it isn't on. I have to hit this button. I play CDs just like you do at home. Now I'm putting in the next song to play so there won't be any silence between songs. The worst thing on the radio is dead air. That's when there's no music or talk, just nothing going out. Hey, how are you at Howlin'? Okay, step right up. 3, 2, 1. And here's Bonnie with her beautiful instrumental song, Sassafras Serenade. Hey, know what's happening later? Bonnie Smooth is calling in at 2 o'clock to play a new song on my show.
Wow, that's exciting.
Want to help me with the interview? Fantastic. Oh, your tickets.
George, you coming?
Okay, you can stay here and practice your howl.
Be a good little monkey.
Helping Hal would be fun. The CD player looked like the one at home. But everything else was totally new. Howlin' Hal said these were the instructions for running the show. There are lots of wonderful things to see in the desert. The man with the yellow hat and George were on a fossil-finding vacation there.
Here we are, George. The Quint's home away from home. I'll tell the Quints we're here.
That lizard had the fastest tongue George had ever seen. It seemed like everything moved fast in the desert. Including rabbits. Luckily, monkeys are pretty speedy too.
Okay, George, ready to look for fossils? George?
Now, where could he have gone?
Hi there. I'm John Altaharne. You must be George. The Quints said their monkey friend George was coming to visit, and you're the only monkey I've seen today. Ah, what a wonderful interruption. In fact, my name, Altaharne, is Navajo for he interrupts. I'm a Hatari, a medicine man. One thing I do is make paint.
John's paint looked a lot like rocks.
You see? Instead of painting with paint, I paint with sand.
Oh,
I grind different colored rocks into sand.
Ooh,
The canyon has all the paint supplies I need.
Ooh.
Whatever colors I can't find there, I make with food. And then to paint, I take the sand and let it slip through my hands like this. And there you are, a George in sand.
George?
I think someone is looking for you. Should we go get him?
The man had to see this. John's painting used to be there. Now it was there, and there, and there.
George! John's going to go hunt fossils with us. Do you want to come? Or play with your rabbit friend? Okay, we're that way at the river if you need anything. Bye, George.
He needed to fix the painting before they came back. Luckily, he had a lot of paint supplies. But paint was very hard to make. Maybe John had some already ground up in those buckets. But it was all sand-colored sand. And then George remembered.
Whatever colors I can't find, I can make with food.
Oh, there you are. Would you like a snack?
Now George had lots of colors to choose from.
Pretty City Committee Pod number 7, come to order.
George was honored when Steve asked him to be part of his pod.
As you know, the mayor has declared today City Prettification Day.
That's right, Steve.
Pods will be fanning out all over the city to pick up litter and, well, make the city pretty.
Right again, Steve. Later this afternoon, I will pick a winner. Pods will be judged according to the prettiness of their streets, the amount of trash they collect, and their can-do spirit.
Steve asked me to mention that the winning pod will get their picture on this pretty city poster.
Can't you just see my face? I mean, our pod plastered all over the city?
Silly. Good luck, Pod 7. I'll see you at 3 o'clock sharp for the judging. I expect great prettification.
Okay, everyone. You know your assignments?
Let's go.
Yes.
I wrote it down in my litter log.
And does everyone have an official Pretty City Committee trash bag?
Yeah.
Excellent. Then let's go make our city pretty!
7, 7, that's our pod. We're gonna do a super job.
George's assignment was to clean up his own street. But George's street was already pretty.
Hey! You're welcome to take whatever you want. Just put what you don't want back in the boxes, okay?
Well, at least George now had a job to do. Wait a minute. Why would anybody throw out a pirate ship? Even if it was a little broken. George really wanted to keep it. George decided to use one of his bags for trash and the other for treasure. This heart-shaped box was definitely treasure. He could use it to store pictures. Keys. They might unlock something really interesting. George found more things to add to his treasures. And what was that? George didn't know, but it was shiny and it made a nice click. George also kept the square pig and the red bottle, which was the same color as the heart box. And of course, he couldn't throw out this painted whatever it was. Or the round glasses. Or the yellow daffodil. George's sack of treasures filled up fast. He needed to empty it. Every monkey needs a blue watch. And a couple of yellow ducks.
You're a monkey, George. You're just not used to kindergarten.
George wanted to be a monkey who was good at kindergarten. What could he do?
Now, castles weren't just for kings and queens. Butlers, maids, cooks, and carpenters lived in them too. Lots of people lived in castles. I've always thought it would be fun to live in a castle, high on a hill overlooking the ocean. In fact, I would like each of you to draw a castle that you would like to live in. Yes, Allie.
What if we would rather live in a submarine?
Then you draw a submarine. Oh, now I have to go talk to the janitor. I'll be right outside if you need me.
George had an idea. Instead of drawing a castle, why not build one? A castle for Mrs. Gold to live in.
What you doing, George? What's he doing? George, Oh, you want to build a castle for Mrs. Gold? Yay! Let's go!
Maybe castles weren't allowed in kindergarten. Maybe he should ask.
The bookshelves, the water, not a problem. But sand in a carpet? That's a problem.
Mrs. Gold, George wants to know if he can build a castle instead of draw one.
Sure. I'll be right there.
Let me tell you about carpets. First, you got your shags. Then there's your
It's okay,
area
George.
family, which is divided into the short pile and the deep pile.
It's not easy building a castle, but George found a way. With bookshelves and blocks for walls, and a curtain for the roof. And every castle needed a window. George's school tool made a great construction level. At last, the castle was ready. All it needed was a tree.
Yes, well, thank you. That was most informative. I'm sure it will look... Oh, my!
It was George's idea, but we helped.
When you said a castle, you meant a castle. Oh, this is wonderful. It's amazing what you can do when you use your imagination and work together and have a monkey to help you.
Yay for George! Yay for George!
It was good being a guest monkey, but it was also good being a plain old regular monkey on his way home.
I think there's a picture in this book. Here you go. See that blob?
Huh?
That's a germ.
Oh.
Some germs are good for you, but bad germs can make you sick. Well, that's your body. Your nose, mouth, stomach. Those are your lungs. When you sneeze or cough, that's your lungs squeezing together and trying to force out the bad germs. Enough biology. Time for you to rest.
George didn't want to rest. He wanted to get rid of his bad germ. If only he knew how. George saw a face. A face he had seen before. In the mirror. It was him. George's mouth was amazing. It was like a giant cave. A cave with an echo. A squishy floor, which was actually his tongue. And best of all, a spaceship. George could find that bad germ and get rid of it. Just as soon as he figured out how to work that spaceship. George was amazed. He didn't know Gnocchi could drive. George knew they were somewhere above his mouth, but where? Fortunately, Gnocchi had discovered a helpful sign. They were in George's nose. And they weren't alone.
You better look out, cause Toots is in town. I'm in your nose.
Achoo, he's in your nose.
I'm in your nose.
Oh yeah, he's in your nose.
I'll make you sniff it out and make you sneeze. You won't be smelling that smelly cheese down to your belly.
Down,
Mosey, I'm down to your belly.
Look out, he's in your belly.
So don't eat a thing, that's my suggestion. Cause I'll be giving you indigestion. Sing it, John, then.
Go Toots, go.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Do it again.
Go Toots,
Yeah. I love this place. Better head to your lungs.
Hey Toots, where you going?
To the lungs.
Oh yeah, he's in your lungs.
Well, I'll be making you wheeze and cough. You better take the whole week off. And if you're wondering who to blame,
Don't forget, Toots the name.
cause we'll be making you sweat and squirm. Cause that's our job. Cause we're germs. Yeah. Cause we're germs.
Boring. Super boring. Mega boring. Bingo. Now for the paint. Sheesh, that billboard is kind of high. George, how about you paint and I'll supervise from here, okay? Don't forget the picture.
When George got close to the billboard, he could see things he couldn't see from far away, like the fact that the billboard wasn't just one big sheet of paper, but 6 sheets glued together.
That's it. Start from the center. Neatness counts. I'm here for you, buddy. Hey, go, 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 go. Ha! Score! Hey, George. Are you done? George? Did you paint the picture on the billboard the same size as this? Oh, that explains it. You painted too small. I'll show you. You can't see small stuff from far away.
So George resolved to paint big. He'd cover every last inch of that billboard.
Oh, hi, George. How'd you do? Huh? It looks like you painted only part of the picture. Did you run out of room?
George wondered how he could get a small picture onto a big billboard. Then he noticed something. The fold marks on the picture were just like the rectangles on the billboard.
Oh, I get it. Match the rectangles here with the rectangles there. That'll work. Here, I'll make it easier. Six rectangles. Paint one at a time, and you're good to go.
This time, George was sure he'd get it right.
What? George, come down here quick. Look! You're painting the rectangles out of order.
That's some juicer you've got there.
Second best invention in the world. The first is my tasty health drink.
I know these are delicious, but we should save the rest for later, George. Well, okay, I think that's later enough. Boy, that was tasty. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Huh. Right, let's go. Where'd everybody go?
Everybody packed up and left already. But don't worry, they'll be back next week.
A whole week without juice? What was George going to do?
You know, George, if we had our own juicer, we could make the drink ourselves. There's a kitchen supply store right around the corner. Let's go. Oh, boy. I have no idea how to use this. But when in doubt, read the instructions? I guess there are no instructions. Oh, don't worry. Between a smart man and a smart monkey, we should be able to figure it out. Hello? What? Yeah, I'll be right there. Sorry, George. Professor Weissman needs me at the museum. They're picking a new shade of yellow for the main hall. I'll be back as soon as I can.
George figured a smart monkey all by himself should be able to work this thing. Now, what did Juicy J say he put in that drink?
It's got 5 fruits and vegetables, plus a special secret ingredient.
5 fruits and vegetables. All of them seem to be red. Apples are red. And peppers. And strawberries. And watermelons. George didn't know what cabbage was, but it was the last red thing in the fridge. 5 red things. Now all George needed was a special ingredient. A red fish? Why not? Okay, So maybe raw fish is not a special juice ingredient. Lake Wanasink Lake is a very popular place in the summer.
Wait for me!
And on a really hot day, George's little legs couldn't get him to the end of the dock fast enough.
Oh, whoa there! We have a saying on the dock, son. Look before you leap.
Huh? Hey, what happened to all the water?
Well, the dry spells lowered the lake quite a bit, don't you know? Not a good time to dive off the dock, but a great time to waterproof it.
That sounds like a big job. Do you want a hand?
Well, if you're offering, I'm sure not saying no.
If the water was gone, where were the fish?
I don't know where they are. Oh, yeah. Mr. Yellowpants, we have to go find the fish.
Okie doke. Be a good little monkey. And girl.
We found them. Hiya, fish. Huh? What's he doing here? Look at that, George. He's so lonely. We have to save him. Oh, you're right. We should move him to the big lake so he can be with his family.
Honey, Sally just cracked a tooth and I have to take her to the vet. You want to come?
Sorry, I'm in the middle of rescuing a fish.
Oh, well, I don't think Sally can wait.
All right. Well, I'll come back as soon as I can. Bye.
For some reason, the lonely little fish didn't want to be rescued by a monkey.
Smooth strokes, you see. Nice and thick, so's the water can't get in.
Looks simple enough.
Good. Fill your bucket, and you can start over there.
Where's my bucket?
Well, you forgot where you put it already?
That's odd.
This fish wanted nothing to do with monkeys or buckets. If only there wasn't so much dirt, the fish could swim to the big lake all by himself.
Here was all this fresh snow just itching to be played with. But it was too deep for George.
Hey, George!
Guess a city kid wouldn't have seen cross-country skis before. It's the most fun way to travel on deep snow. I've got an old pair of skis you can have. Want to come with me?
This was fun. George took to skiing like a monkey to skiing.
you can handle that big hill?
With skis on, George could go anywhere there was snow. Or so he thought.
You can't attack a steep hill straight on like that, George. You gotta zigzag it. When you stop, angle your skis like this so you don't slide back down. Yeah, that's it. There you go, George. That's the way to do it.
George had a great view up here. He could see houses and farms. And there was his house. And then he thought he'd better head home right now because the man was making the last of the cocoa. And no one can resist the drink me now power of cocoa. Not even the man with the yellow hat.
I wonder what that could be. I'm gonna go take a quick look around. You wait here.
This wasn't good. He was getting even further from home.
Hey, George! Down here! I couldn't find what made that sound. I'm heading home now. Have fun!
At least it was all downhill from here. He figured he'd be home in seconds. There had to be a way to get that ski. Well, one ski was better than none.
That was awesome.
George had toys for summer and toys for snow, but there were no toys for just plain cold. There weren't even birds to watch. But even the dullest monkey day could be saved by a visit with bunnies. The hutch was empty. There must have been a big bunny breakout.
What's wrong, George? Oh, are you looking for the bunnies? Ah, don't worry. I brought them in out of the cold. Phew. I'm glad you're here. We have to go to my grandmother's. Can you do me a favor while I'm gone?
George knew Bill was going to ask him to take care of the bunnies. It's something he'd dreamed about. George would pick only videos that bunnies liked, and games they could win, and show them his best bunny picture books.
I'm taking the bunnies to stay at my grandmother's house for the rest of the winter. Well, it's too cold out, and my folks won't let me keep them in the house. Grandma has a warm place they can spend the entire winter. So, could you do me a favor and put out some nuts and seeds for that jumpy squirrel every day? I don't want him to go hungry if the ground gets too cold and hard and he can't find food. See you later, George.
George remembered how it was not too long ago. Why did all fun things have to be taken away just because of some old season? He wasn't going to let winter ruin his winter. This little monkey was going to prove that winter couldn't stop him from doing whatever he wanted. Really cold water can change a monkey's plans just like that.
George, I'm back. I bought some of that really good hot cocoa. What are you doing? Soaking your feet in warm water because you got a chill? Well, when it's too cold to play outside, it's hot cocoa to the rescue.
The next day felt like the coldest day of the year.
Don't forget your scarf.
But George was not about to let it stop him from having fun the way he wanted to. Time for fun. George had won. He was having fun like winter had never come.
Attention! Will the Antarctic research team please report to the conference room immediately?
Come on, George. Duty calls.
Here we are, guys. The Antarctic. Our objective is to observe and record the behavior of the region's flightless native seabirds.
We're here to take pictures of penguins.
See this small family of chinstrap penguins? Well, this breed gets its name from the unique marking on its head. We didn't see them on our last visit, and I'm worried. I need you to find them. In your gear bags, you'll find a waterproof video camera, radio mics for talking to each other over short distances.
Check.
And a photo of a chinstrap penguin to help you identify them. Any questions? Yes, on the left.
Were we chosen for this mission because of our fine work in outer space and under the sea?
Well, not exactly. My usual team is on assignment in the Sahara Desert.
Oh.
But you lucky guys get to meet penguins.
Yes! Penguins!
George couldn't wait to meet a real penguin.
Oh, this is great! Okay.
I'm moving on to the nesting grounds of the emperor penguins.
You'll meet us at this spot at 9 a.m., right?
Right. Remember, if you get lost, use the outpost beacon to find your way back.
Don't worry. If we get lost, we can always find an igloo for shelter.
No, you can't. Igloos are found in the Arctic, not in the Antarctic.
Oh, that's right.
Good luck getting pictures of the penguin family.
Thanks. Let's check this side of the outpost for the penguins. Okay, but don't go too far, George. If you see penguins, call me using the radio mic. Like this. Oh, it's gonna be a great day. Hi. I found a penguin. Well, it found me, but it's not a chin strap. I think it's an Adelie penguin.
That sounded close. Like something on the other side of this snow. George had found one of the chin-strap penguin family. George was so excited, he forgot to call the man with the yellow hat. He also forgot to look where he was going. The camera was waterproof. Now George wished it would stay in one place.
Remove the reservoir cap and check the coolant level. Huh. Oh, hi, George. I told Luke and Ada I'd tune up their summer shuttle, but I can't find my pliers. Huh. Oh, right. Now, where did I put my cold drink? Oh, thanks, George. Hey, after I'm done with the shuttle, we can take it for a test drive to cool off, okay?
Ice. It was cold, just like snow. Ice cubes were much bigger than snowflakes, though. Using the ice crusher, George would have something just like snow in no time.
Hey, George! What you doing? Cooling off with ice water? City kids, you can't build a snowman with pieces of ice, George. You need soft, wet snow to make a snowball. These ice chips are too hard and too thick, see? Whew. Feels good. Well, back to my paper route. Thanks for the ice, George!
George needed something else to make his snowman. Something that would stick together.
George? Whew. Are we out of ice cubes already? Oh, here they are. You mind if I take a few? Careful where you step, George. We don't want to track mud into the summer shuttle.
Mud. It wasn't as cool as ice, but it was easier to mold into shapes. Now, where could George get a lot of mud? This mud was just as useless as those ice chips for making snowballs.
Woo! Hey, George. Having trouble with your mud pie recipe? The perfect mud pie depends on the right mix of soil and water. There you go. That's it, George.
George was on the verge of making the world's first muddy snowman, and nothing could stop him.
Oh, I'm sorry, George. When it comes to mud, they have the final say around here. Stay cool.
On sunny, snowy days, George usually got up bright and early. But this day, he discovered that Bill had gotten up even brighter and earlier.
Hey, George. Snow blocks. I'm building a house out of snow, although the correct term is igloo. Yep. I'm trying to earn my Sprout badge in winter camping. And to do that, I have to build an igloo and sleep in it overnight.
Suddenly, that was exactly what George wanted to do. Build an igloo and sleep in it, just like Bill.
You want to help me? And sleep in the igloo, too? Why not? Let's get started. George, that's not the proper technique. Guess I better show you. City kids probably don't know much about non-mortar construction. See? The first thing you do is mark a circle in the snow. That's your foundation. Then you take the biggest blocks and fit them together like this.
Bill showed George how to build up the igloo walls block by block, making sure that the top layer overlapped the bottom.
Yep. And when we're all done, we can just smooth out the inside.
As they built it up, the igloo started to look like a volleyball cut in half.
See? We keep shaping these blocks and put them all the way around until there's just a small hole left in the center. And we fill that with a large block called a keystone. You have to cram it in so it'll hold the walls in place. Now, I'll just make a few air holes. And once we fill all these cracks with snow, it'll stay pretty warm. Yep, we're done. Let's go check it out.
George was so excited. He had never been in an igloo before. The inside of the igloo was smaller than George thought. he had wanted a fun igloo. One that was big enough for a bed and a tuba and his friends. Sort of like his room, only better.
You want to build your own igloo? Sure, I wish I could help you, but I gotta fill up these cracks and then do my chores.
So George started on his second igloo of the day, with help from the man with the yellow cap. But this time, he built it wider and taller and brought in some furniture.
Wow, good window. Are you sure you want to spend the night in here, George? Okie doke. I guess it's time to make the cocoa.
Hey, George. How's it? Whoa, this is huge. You put a bed in here? And a sofa? Wow. The only thing is, it might get cold at night. The bigger the igloo, the colder it gets.
George wasn't worried. He figured he'd just wear his coat to bed.